away. I don't want you.
Well, did you get rid of him?
Evidently not.
How did I know you were going to say that? Look at me. All clean uniform and a new haircut. I even polished my buttons.
Another execution.
No, that is not the reason.
Have to get to work.
Are you a genuine person, Miss Kay? You said we could get to know each other. Are you going back on your word?
I said that to get rid of you. You were drunk.
So you were lying. You were not a genuine person.
You were frightening.
What can we do about it, hmm?
Nothing. Just let me pass.
Come to the cinema.
No.
Then I'll come to your flat.
No.
I'm sorry. You said we could get to know each other, so we're going to. I'm afraid you can't go back on your word.
Don't I have a say in this?
Well, if you're frightened.
Not really.
Then what's the harm? Come to the cinema.
I don't want...
Come to the cinema. I'll meet you outside at 6:30 tomorrow evening. If you're not there, I shall come to your flat.
How long do you have?
10 minutes. Bernhard, it's always going to be like this.
It wasn't on the cliff.
I feel they can see it in my face. There goes a jerry bag.
You aren't that. You fought against me for weeks. You are talking about affairs, casual and unconsidered. This is not an affair. It's much more than that. It simply is.
I've got to see you.
We are going on a raid tomorrow.
To England.
To England. And yes, to bomb and to kill.
And maybe be killed yourself.
He's bothering you. Isn't it enough that you've stolen our island? In common humanity, can you please leave us alone? Bullies, simply bullies. Walk away from them, my darling.
Good morning, Angelique.
Good morning, sir. Building and Allied Trades, 9:30. Finance Subcommittee, 11:45. Superior Council at 2 and Farmers Union at 4.
You seem down. Angelique?
And there are some people to see you downstairs.
Yes, I was expecting that. Mrs. Lasala.
We didn't know Eugene had been captured. We thought he was away on the submarine. Then his cousin Alec brought us to look at the poster about his execution.
That must have been a terrible shock, Mrs. Lasala.
They say you met him. How was that?
Well, firstly, he wasn't captured. The submarine didn't turn up for his rendezvous, and when it finally did, a week late, he was seen and shot at. He went into hiding, but felt there was no longer any point in his mission, and his presence on the island was compromising and endangering various people, so he decided, very nobly, to give himself up. He felt he'd be treated as a prisoner of war, according to the Hague Convention. He telephoned me and asked me to escort him to the German commandanture, which I did. That's the extent of my involvement.
Then what? They'd have questioned him. What did they do to him?
To the best of my knowledge, his interrogation was humane.
When they thought he was a spy? Are you just saying that?
No.
You said to the best of your knowledge.
No, I mean, I didn't...
So they might have done anything.
Although I have no reason to think that they did.
What have they done with him?
I don't know.
Have you asked?
No.
Will you ask?
Of course.
We want his body.
There's another one, you know.
Another what?
Another St. Gregory boy. What happened to him? Did he get away or what? Or still on the run on the island?
What makes you think there's another one?
Eugene told us when he came to see us.
Did he say who?
No.
Well, I think the best thing, really, is for you to forget all about another one.
I think you'd like us to forget altogether. Brush it away. Eugene's been shot. Oh, what a shame. There's no point crying over spilt milk, is there, Mr. Dorr?
Senator, what are those people doing?
These are the parents of Eugene.
They're on Wehrmacht property.
They're in my garden at my express permission.
This is no more your garden than these are your boots, or this is your Luger. This is a military headquarters.
It's my house.
You remain here on sufferance and are extremely fortunate to do so.
This is my garden.
Not round to.
Yes, if you'd like.
James.
Absolutely not. You're far too good. Get them out of here.
Please, Baron, allow them their grief. They really aren't doing any harm.
Get them off the premises before I call in my lancers. Fine, we'll send them to jail.
I'll do it.
Baron, would you please allow them his body?
What is this that Mr. Brotherson has been doing?
Removing a tree?
And why?
I assume to remove some sort of emblem for resistance.
And you expect me to give over his body?
On compassionate grounds.
There is no compassion. He's out of harm's way, and that's where he remains.
No compassion.
No nation on Earth would indulge the parents of a hostile spy. What I will do is record in which piece of unmarked wasteland he's been buried. And let them know after the war. They can dig it up then.
Phil? Oh, you made me jump.
I need a boat.
What for?
England. I've got to get there.
And get yourself killed? For what?
We did get some intelligence. If I can just...
Phil, you're not thinking. You're in shock. We all are.
And Eugene will have died in vain.
He will if you get killed. I know things are awful. But at least you're here with us, who love you and will do anything for you.
No. We were sent for intelligence. The operation's dependent. I can't stay. Was that your mother? I am not surprised she was angry. Tomorrow I will make sure I drop my bombs into the sea or on fields. And as soon as I return, I will find you. Don't worry for me. I know I will be safe. There will come a time when we can fraternize, Angelique, you and me, all through the night.
You wear no uniforms, and your weapons are different from ours.
Have you heard about this?
But they're not less deadly. The fact that you wear no uniforms is your strength. The night is your friend. The V is your sign.
He's called Colonel Britain. He was broadcasting to occupied Europe. It's a campaign that's got the Germans rattled.
I've got the Germans rattled. Look at this.
Where did he get it?
Well, it's amazing what people will give for a cut of ham.
It must be worth pounds.
That's no point in my having it. It should be June or yours. So what's this campaign?
People have been painting V signs in France and Belgium. V for victoire. V for victory.
That's got them rattled?
Well, shows resistance.
Oh, well, the war's won then.
Put that hat on again.
Why?
Because this is the first spark you've shown since Daddy. Oh, yes. Isn't she stunning?
Yes.
And I want it.
You can get any German, you don't need a hat.
What?
Your sister turns her back on them and you go singing for them at Sous-le-Chêne.
You told her. I did
No,
not.
I heard from a customer. Do you really think you could keep something like that quiet? You silly little fool.
I did nothing. I only sang.
Why did you?
For 5 marks.
What wouldn't you do for money?
A lot of things.
Well, you shouldn't be singing for them. Gives you the reputation you really don't want to have.
I know. And I went again.
Good. Marks are worthless. You should always get sterling.
What's happening, Constable?
It's 11 o'clock.
It's 11 o'clock every day. We don't have this.
You don't execute a young lad every day, neither.
Get out, Jones.
Ready? Aim! Fire!
This was well done, sir. Whose idea was it?
The Senator's.
Very well done, sir.
And I believe we made a point.
So did he. I'd say he handled it rather well.
Turnips and cognac, Captain. There's a mix. Round the back.
Yes.
Or maybe your lad there could give us a hand.
Mr. Brotherson?
Good turnout in the square.
It needed to be.
Oh, poor old lad. I didn't know him very well, but bloody futile waste of a life.
It needn't be. I'm carrying on where we left off.
But what?
Map their installations, photograph them, find out their strengths and get the gin off the island. I want a bicycle and a boat.
I can get you a bicycle.
Come on, come on. What are you doing?
Guess what, Captain? Our mate here's got a girl in England. God, I call that tough.
My girl is in Cologne.
Oh, war, eh? What a mess.
What a day, Mrs. Mahy.
Are we swept and tidied, Margaret?
Yeah. Any deliveries on the way?
Who knows, they move in mysterious ways. But I'm seeing the Oberwachtmeister shortly. I might hear.
Rather you than me.
Quite.
It's a bit slimy, isn't he? I do think you're looking better, Mrs. Mahy. A bit more colour. Perhaps you're getting over it a bit. Oh, I don't mean getting over it. I mean...
I'll see you in the morning, Margaret. Will you bring that recipe for spinach soup?
And good luck with the Oberwacht thing.
You've done very well, Mrs. Mahy.
Because everything sells. Everything's in demand.
Even so. You must be honest. Well, aren't you?
Well, I don't know how many times I lie in the course of a day. But when it comes to the money, yes, I am honest.
This gives me so much scope. And so much of it in sterling.
I refuse marks more often than not.
It's remarkable. Will you have a glass of schnapps? No, I thought you wouldn't. But thank you for this. Thank you. You know, I really did expect you to take a very large cut yourself. But you haven't, have you?
I've taken no more than I'm owed.
Why not? Most would.
Didn't occur to me. Without trust, there's insanity. This could be a very long war.
With that attitude, we could make a great deal of money together. Please, we found a partnership. Let's celebrate.
No, thank you. We've run out of all sorts of things. When's the next consignment due?
Well, there's a small delivery on Tuesday, I hope. And the one after, now I have this money. Well, you can get a really big consignment.
Are you married, Mr. Vimmel?
I don't know. What do you want me to say?
I want you to say whether you're married or not.
Why?
I want to know who I'm working with.
I don't know whether I'm married. I had a lousy marriage. We more or less lived apart. I haven't seen her now for 2 years, and I don't care, and nor does she, I'm sure.
I'm married and very happily.
I know he was killed in the harbor raid. I offer you this as your business partner. Simply that.
Then to partnership.
They reckon 10 pounds of potatoes makes 1 pound of flour.
Not much for your money.
Oh, and by that time, I'll have no end to my fingers. Oh, it's Le Sheldon.
He drives everywhere. Who's he in with?
He's got special powers.
He has that.
I said you've got special powers.
Hey, I found your boyfriend down the lane, Ada. Looking a bit worse for wear, my darling. Been on a bender.
Is that one of the Redfords?
Harry Redford, huh? And didn't he like his puddings?
Why are you bringing me Dad Pig at Redford's?
He was certified dead by the green fly cat up at Grange Farm. Harry thought he might like to die again down here. You'd lose one of your pigs from your quota, and we could have a pork dinner on Sunday.
Will Harry do the slaughtering?
Yep, he's all for that.
Let's do it.
Is your telephone on, Cal?
Yeah, as far as I know.
You want Obergefreiter Tilt at the George. Tell him poor old Percy has turned up his trotters and will he come and certify him?
Can drop him down there by the sty.
Right.
He shouldn't hurt for an hour or two. And we have to keep it from Wilf, mind.
Yeah, well, we keep everything from Wilf. Didn't we, Ada? Mustn't hurt his feelings.
Now, don't you start on my Wilf, Sheldon Levesque. He's a good boy.
Too good for the likes of me. Does he fish much these days?
No, he don't at all. They made him put his boat in the town harbour. Poor Wilf.
The funny buggers, these greenfly. People starving for fish and they've got every bloody boat locked up. What's the point of that? That's him with the specs. Tilt, who certified this same porker not 3 hours ago up at Redford's.
Well, won't he know?
A pig's a pig. He's not going to know him from his camel hair coat.
Oh, look, here's Wilf now.
Oh, my Christ.
They're all gone.
Those idiots think it's the Baron. Don't do it, Wilf. Don't get involved.
Ah, you.
Hello, brother-in-law.
You finished for the day?
Have I hell? Got an hour off. That's not one of our pigs, is it?
What are you going to do? Reporters?
Now, what do you think I am?
The law's the law. That's what I think you are.
No, there's no law anymore. There's just their rules, and that's not law. So, we slaughtering one, then?
That's the idea.
Good.
Well, well, well. Mr. Incorruptible.
hat die Hand auf der Minze, auf dem Salz, auf Bier, auf dem Wein, ja sogar auf dem Getreide. Auf unseren Frauen und auf unseren Töchtern. Er sagt, darum wisse, du lieber Christ, dass du nebst dem Teufel keinen Gift unseren Feind hast, denn einen rechten Juden. Ich will dir meinen treuen Rat geben. Erstlich, dass man ihre Synagogen und Schulen mit Feuer ansteckt.
I expected you to bring something how delightful to see you, Miss Mary. Please. This is an excellent film. It's a true story that shows what happens when a Jew gets too much power and influence. The education, historically accurate. I've seen it twice already. I'll just be sitting over here.
Was? Bitte. Nicht nur wir Christen, wir Juden am Auge. Das ist der Gott der Rache. Auge um Auge. Zahn um Zahn.
Rühre mich nicht an!
Kannst du dein Aktuelles wieder?
Christin sich fleischlich vermenget, soll er durch den Strang vom Leben zum Tode gebracht werden.
Ich bin unschuldig! Ich bin nur ein armer Jud! Lasst mir mein Leben! Ich bin
For this cinema will be closed for good.
Utterly ridiculous. I don't believe anyone ever behaved like that.
What did you think, Miss Marie?
Powerful, but horrible. And I don't think it was truthful.
Historical fact, just as it was shown. That's Jews, and it's a lesson to us all. Now, we must be at the parting of the ways. You live in the Rue Granville, Miss May.
Yes.
So, we must leave you here. Good night. And thank you for coming.
I'm staying with June tonight.
Oh. You are, well, you've spoiled my plan.
I'm sure I have.
I was going to walk you courteously to your door, bid you good night, without any demands or even the attempt to kiss your hand, to show you that I am a decent, honorable, Aryan gentleman whom you can trust. Never mind. I can still leave you with honor, so I shall. Good night, Miss Kay. Good night, Miss May. It's been a delightful evening.
Ah, you are spoiling him, Mrs. Dorr. Look at his good work on the wall now and compare it to his first efforts.
I thought I saw you doing some.
He's an excellent pupil.
Well, they never said that at school. It was always could do better.
What remarks would you give him, Mrs. Dorr?
Something like, don't get overconfident.
I would give him full marks. Why aren't you in the war, Mr. Brotherson?
I never really thought about it. And my mother would have hated it.
What mother wouldn't?
Fiddled around, I suppose. Kept on my odd jobs. I thought one day I might sign up, but then it was too late. Is that unpatriotic, do you think? Is it cowardly?
Most certainly isn't.
Your son signed up.
But I wish he hadn't. You, Baron, your boys?
No German boy had the choice, of course. I'm proud they are fighting, but But I'd be happier if they had desk jobs back in Berlin. I suppose we both wish our sons were in Mr. Brotherson's shoes. By the way, you were both at the protest in the square.
Well?
Please, be very careful of that kind of thing. Very careful.
And now, over to London for the latest.
No, June, I'm listening to the news.
Oh, if you must.
Yesterday evening, shortly before 8 p.m. GMT, a flight of 80 Heinkel bombers was observed approaching the south coast in the vicinity of Weymouth at the height of 6,000 feet. The fighter squadrons were quickly scrambled and engaged with the enemy over the English Channel. The air battle was fought over a period of 2 hours, resulting in the destruction of more than 30 enemy bombers for the loss of 3 Spitfires and 5 Hurricanes. After taking continued evasive action, the remaining Heinkels turned on their tails and fled towards Cherbourg. Yet again, we see the superiority of the British fighter squadron.
They'll be from here as well as Cherbourg.
Yes.
30 down. How many crew in each plane? 4? 5? That's 150 fewer Germans in the islands. But they're people, aren't they? Young men. I can't help thinking that. They're not just numbers when you've met them.
Then maybe we shouldn't meet them.
Well, can't I even feel sorry for them? I think you should meet some. They're not all devils. Although I suppose that's because I fraternize.
I've never thought they were devils. Just don't go on about them being killed. I don't want to know.
Trouble?
Brake's a bit loose.
There's Rick Mahi.
Hello, Philip.
You knew I was on the island. Everything's loose on this old heap. I just picked it up.
Where from?
Chap.
They're like gold dust. Did you pay a fortune?
No, he's a clever chap.
Probably means he stole it.
Ask no questions. What's this look like if I do this?
It looks like you've a camera in your bag and you're taking photos.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Let's not do it then. I counted 11 Heinkels on the airfield.
There were more yesterday.
Good stuff. I knew you'd lost a few. Any idea how many? 6? 10?
I don't know.
More the merrier.
These are hopeless, Phil. You're taking enormous risks for nothing.
And that's something. The barracks there.
They're underexposed. The light's not getting into your bag properly.
You need your knowledge, you see.
If you're caught with them, you'll be shot.
I should be. Look at them.
Clicking away at military installations. They're not stupid, Phil.
Will you come with me? We look like a courting couple. And they're always taking photos.
Oh. Your mark. Crackling, Colin. Pass us your plate. I know half a dozen there. Dance a jig for a cut of this.
Half a dozen. Everybody wants meat. Worth a bloody fortune. We can charge 15 bob a pound.
We don't charge, Harry.
You what?
There's family down them quarries haven't had no real meat since December.
Your old man's giving away your pig, Kath.
Not all of it, Wilf.
Did I say it was? A gift to us. We can share.
Gift pig? We can sell the bugger. See what she's charging down at Tanner's? On the bloody make that my woman.
Yeah, you could smell this roast pork from the ink pot. Yeah, if we have a green fly patrol, we're going to have to say it's your perfume, Ada.
You give it away, and watch it make me look.
Like an old skinflint.
It's all very well for you lot. I got a bloody business.
Well, we haven't.
But it's my only business. It's not as if I'm a chauffeur on the side, is it? Hand in bloody glove with our masters or anything.
I'm hand in glove with no one.
Not a bit. Posh car, clean boots, and you don't get your hands dirty. All you have to do is yar mine here and salute them. Here you are giving bloody pork away. That Baron must be paying you one good screw. How much of your bloody pig you giving him?
Bloody this and bloody that.
How'd you come, Harry Redford? Outside.
Wilf.
I'm gonna knock those words back down your throat.
Wilf, you dare.
Kath, out of the way.
Will you sit down?
Kath, either out of the way or I'll thump him in here.
Eugene LaSalle. Remember, they shot him last week. And look at you. What does this do for his memory?
2 minutes silence, And 2 minutes cooling off.
No, sorry. Outside.
Oh, you stupid man.
Oh, Davy, don't do that.
You've got news.
Give us a heart attack. You look like a Jerry in your uniform.
Come in a batch by France off a supply boat. It's a Red Cross message. It'll be your Mary.
Oh, my word.
La Mary.
What a good smell, pork.
Dear Mummy and Daddy, I am safe and well and stay at 71 Marsh Street, Rochdale, Lancashire. Hope you are all well. Love from Mary.
Is that it?
25 words. It's all they're allowed.
But she's well.
Safe in Rochdale.
Oh, thanks, Davy. Thank you.
Mr. Pork could go a treat.
Oh, yes, go on. You help yourself. Wilf.
Wilf! This is Mary! Don't you care?
Oh, what's it say?
She's safe.
Good.
Bernhardt? I'm so sorry.
That's all right. He's a lucky man, whoever he is.
You don't happen to know Airman Tellerman?
Which squadron?
I don't know.
Is he a flyer?
He's a navigator in a Heinkel.
Ah, the man who drops the bombs. When did you last see him?
A week ago.
There was a big raid last Monday. We lost a good few planes. I'm sorry.
Main matter I have to bring to your attention is the new legislation regarding Jews. This apparently has come from the German High Command in Paris, and well, in one respect, it's not pleasant, but in another, it's my belief that we are fortunate. Firstly, all Jews living on the island are to be registered. Their identity cards are to be stamped with a J, prominently in red. Every Jew is to wear at all times the yellow Star of David. No Jew is to be allowed to enter any public place, which I take to mean theatres, cinemas, restaurants, cafes. And any Jewish business on the island is to be immediately confiscated.
No, Mr. Steinberg, yes?
Without compensation. Yes, it's not pleasant. I don't know what they've got against Jews, do you? Well, I find them pleasant enough myself. I get the odd bad one, of course. But old man Steiner, remember? Well, nice as you like. Paid for the town square benches out of his own pocket. So, that's not your typical Jew. No, the point is, in ordinary circumstances, these are orders to which we might object. But, Senators, I don't think we need to. I've made inquiries, and I'm pleased to say every Jew left with the evacuation. Oh, they saw what was coming. So effectively, these are for information only. We have no Jew in St. Gregory.
They're despicable rules, sir. You're not suggesting we endorse them?
Well,
whether or not there are Jews on the island, we have to object.
Well, what do others?
I mean profound objection in the very strongest terms.
What's the point if there's no Jews?
Common humanity's the point. What distinguishes us from beasts?
Oh, fine. How noble. And cutting off our nose. There's lots of issues where we clash with the Germans. Here's one we can go along with. If we've no Jews, why object? Object when it matters. Well, not over a handful of non-existent Jews.
This isn't about Jews. It's about denying a people the right to exist. It's about training humanity to live as wolves and prey on its own. They've done it in Germany, and they're doing it here. You realize, once they've done it, they can change the target. Then who? Slavs? Poles? Us? 8 months ago, we'd all have known this was unspeakable. Now we're so frightened, we're actually discussing it. I'm not alone in this, am I? We must try and stay human. We must at least...
What is this? Who are you?
Gefreite Wette, Lieutenant.
What are you doing here?
It is my billet.
It says here Kosminski, Hannah Kosminski.
Oh, a moment, sir. Just a moment. She has moved to here. This is her address now.
What's she got to do with you?
Nothing, sir. She moved out, I moved in. I have never met her.
Very well.
2 letters for her, if you are going there, sir.
Let's go.
Well, the principle's a principle, Dorr, and I sympathize, but this way at least we avoid a fight.
Mr. Bailiff, here's the Jews, Mr. Bailiff. Here's their addresses.
What?
Well, 5 as far as I know at this point in time. There might be more. But these are the ones that registered as Jewish, then didn't evacuate.
You said there weren't any.
Well, as far as I knew, I couldn't be definite.
You said they'd all evacuated.
Well, I would, wouldn't you? There's a deputation of fishermen, Mr. Bailiff. They're wanting a meeting with the Labour Board over loss of earnings.
How long have you had these?
I dug them out yesterday. It was that Lieutenant Walker that wanted them. Unpleasant manner he had, sir. It was unnecessary.
Too late now.
This is it, sir. Number 13.
Think about it and come back another day. Okay, thanks very much.
Miss Kay. Alas, it's a duty call. I'm looking for a 23-year-old woman of German origin named Hannah Kosminski. I'm told she lives at this address, but it's clearly a mistake. Because you live here alone, don't you, Miss Kay? Have you ever heard of her or any idea of her whereabouts?
She worked for Mr. Isaacs. She's left the island.
Oh, she has. Then a mistake. These records say that she registered for evacuation but did not in the end leave, so it's a clerical error. Is that right?
Yes.
Because she did leave.
Yes.
You don't happen to know where she went? An address in England, perhaps?
She left when Mr. Isaacs did.
Oh, well, that would make sense, wouldn't it? As she's a German Jew.
Suppose it would.
Yeah. It's not like native Jews were letting them stay for now, but Jews from elsewhere, particularly German, were sending them away. And this Henna Kuzminski was one of them. Well, it's very nice to see you again, Miss Kay. I hope we can see each other once more on a social level. Oh, these letters came to her old address. The strange thing is that her friends called her Zelda, not Hannah. Goodbye, Miss Kay. I knew you'd run. There's no need, Zelda. You're safe. Your secret is safe. I can mark your file to show you've left. Nobody needs to know. Do you have new documents, an identity card, a Zelda Kay?
No.
Well, we can get that. You are extraordinary. I had no idea, and so brave. The way you argued with me about Jews. Of course you felt those things. They are your people. Do you understand? I'm not going to give you away. You're safe. You carry on. You're Zelda Kay and you run the shop. I hadn't a clue. Let's go upstairs. We have so much to talk about. Please, take off your coat. Were you very frightened?
Yes.
Yes, you are right to be. You would have been in the system. You would have gone to a labor camp in Germany or Poland and you never would have come out. You are a very lucky girl.
Yes.
And I am taking a very great risk. If I was found assisting a Jew, it would be the Russian front for me at least. I'm saving your life and risking mine. Come. This is better. This is what I've wanted. This is how it should be between us. All that arguing. You've been so cold with me. You do it.
What?
Take off your clothes. All of them. Stand up. I'm risking my life for you. A little something in return. I never would have known you were Jewish.
Grad. Einer von unseren Maschinen ist gestürzt. Wir fliegen Richtung Holland und weiter nach Deutschland.
You're very quiet. You're not well.
I'm fine.
Number 7. Roughly every half a mile.
Can you remember it?
7 AA guns is easy. But I'll have to count the vehicle dump again.
Hey! Move on!
When did it happen?
This is not your business.
Hard luck.
Be careful, Phil.
What is it?
I just don't like to see the wreckage.
Even if it's theirs.
It's young men's lives.
Of course.
Wait! I think you're right, Phil. I'm not that well. You go on.
I should stay with you.
I'll be fine alone, really. But no photographs, remember?
Promise.
You've been shot down. I thought you were dead.
We were shot and damaged. We limped to Cherbourg and I got back this morning.
You're not hurt?
No. We lost our top gunner, but the rest of us are okay.
Thank you, God.
You believe in God?
Not until now. What's this?
One that didn't get back. Could have been us if we hadn't gone to Cherbourg. Who was that you were with?
He gardens my boss. There's an old lady at Ancre Bay who needs help. I was taking him to meet her. I was sure you were dead.
Any news of Zelda?
If she doesn't turn up today, I'm going to the police, and then to the commandantur.
And what'll you say? A Jew's gone missing?
Of course I won't.
If they look up her records, they'll see Jewish. And who let sleeping dogs lie?
But if they've got her, I want to know.
If they've got her, she's had it, and there's nothing you can do.
Very helpful.
If she's caught, she's finished. And if she's in hiding and you start them on a search, she's finished again.
I can't stand not knowing.
Oh, poor you, a bit of uncertainty.
Unlike you, Mrs. I don't care.
Oh, I've plenty to care about. What do you think you're doing?
Lock the door behind you and give me the key.
You can't just walk.
You don't ask questions. You do as you're told.
This is...
Lock the damn door. Where is she?
Where is who?
You. June Marie, where is she?
Who?
It is that kind of question which shows you are playing games. You know very well who.
You mean Zelda?
I know she's here.
No, she isn't. And what is it to you?
I want to know.
I think you do know. I think you've done something.
What?
She's vanished, and we're worried sick. And we want to know what you've done.
I haven't done a thing. Get that out of your mind, do you hear? Not a damn thing. If you hear from her, you tell me, yes? You tell me instantly. Or you will be in as much trouble as her.
I'll see you this evening. You handled that rather well.
Mrs. Dorr. I haven't seen you for ages.
Hello, Angelique. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm afraid there's senators at the Chamber of Commerce.
It's you I came to see.
Me?
Yes. Where can we talk?
Here.
I can't tell you the stress Phil's putting us under. But I have to be honest. I want him here, and not on the mainland. Is that selfish of me?
I couldn't bear it if someone I loved was in the war.
He's told me about your spying together.
He promised he wouldn't.
You really must stop. He'll get himself shot, and that'll bring you in, and I don't want you on our conscience.
I'm sort of his alibi, so he's not a single chap hovering around.
The risk's ridiculous. He's known on the island. He must keep himself at Sulu-Shen, and you must refuse to help him.
I think he'll do it anyway.
Well, then so be it, but don't get yourself involved. At the very least, you'll be sent to Germany, but more likely, Angelique, you'll be shot. I'm not saying you haven't been extremely brave, but I don't intend to stand side by side with your mother at your funerals. Is she any better?
These last few days, I've wondered if she's coming through it. She so hated the Germans after Daddy was killed.
I suppose there comes a point when the hating has to stop. There are decent young men among them. Just like Phil. Just like poor Eugene. Where's the point in hating them? They act under orders just like we do.
I'm seeing one. An airman. He was actually on the raid that killed Daddy.
Who knows?
Not a soul. Not even June. I'm totally in love. I thought he was dead and I wanted to kill myself and I couldn't tell anyone. And it's wonderful, but it's unbearable.
Of course.
I'm sorry, I've so needed to tell someone.
Of course you have. Poor Angelique. Is he good to you?
He is. He's lovely.
You've been spying with my son, who shouldn't even be on the island. One slip of the tongue and Phil could face a firing squad.
No.
You wouldn't do it deliberately.
I swear.
But a word out of place.
I promise, Mrs. Dorr, and Bernhardt's not the type...
You don't really know what Bernhardt is.
I do.
Angelique!
He's not like that.
Well, I'm glad. And you haven't mentioned Phil to him?
No, of course not.
You're in love, Angelique. But I wish I didn't know.
Do you prefer winter or summer travels?
I wouldn't know the difference.
One day, we'll compare.
People are boiling up potato peelings and we're eating truffles.
To favors returned. Till soon.
Till soon, Mr. Vimmel. Zelda. Not many hideaways get wine and truffles.